lately, I feel like the overall consensus has been that we're feeling like we're in a little bit of a slump. And here's the thing, I can totally align and understand these feelings because when we came out of the holiday season into the new year, I was feeling that deeply. I didn't have a ton of that like new year, new you vibe. And I think part of it is because my practice gets very, very, very busy in January, and I'm so unbelievably grateful for it. But sometimes if I'm not careful and conscious with my self-care, which we're going to talk a lot about today, if I'm not careful and conscious with my self-care, I can burn out really quickly in January. However, it is February 4th when I'm filming today's video, and so I can come to you and confidently say that I managed to do it. I managed to come out of that slump, stay motivated, and keep that beautiful and inspiring energy throughout the entire month of January without burning out. So I figure for today's video, because I'm hearing it so much in the Living Well community and Moms Need to Be Healthy Too, my group course, and here on YouTube and Instagram, that we're kind of feeling a little bit in a slump and not that motivated. But don't you worry, because by the end of today's video, I can assure you, you will feel motivated and encouraged in a really attainable way, because that's all we do here on my channel. We talk about health and wellness and nutrition in bite-sized pieces that are easy to digest and implement. So I actually did an Instagram post last week. I will have that like here on the screen for you, and I will have it linked down below. But one of the things I do when I'm feeling in a slump is I get out my journal and or a notepad and I write down a list of my top stressors. And this is actually something I've been doing every single Sunday since the fall. And so what I started to do is every single Sunday morning, I would wake up, I would have my lemon ginger tonic, I would have my coffee, I would do a little bit of relaxation, and then I would go into the office and I would write down all of my top stressors. And then to each of the stressors, I would write down 1 to 2 action items or things I could do to remove some of that burden or stress. And then if there was something that there wasn't necessarily a solution for, I would just face it head on. Like, okay, I've got 6 top stressors. 5 of the 6 I can take these 2 action steps towards and they won't be stressful anymore. So there, 5 of them are gone. This 6th one, there's not much I can do, but I can accept it. And I can think like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like, what is the absolute worst thing that could happen? And does it seem that bad? I feel like when we're in a slump and we're kind of feeling just that lack of motivation, that inability to get like that oomph back in our step, that pep in our step, it's oftentimes because we're feeling overwhelmed, unknowing where to start. And so when we can look at these things head on, one, it removes some of the fear of like, oh my gosh, and the spinning thoughts, you get it out on paper. It's also great because it's kind of like a creative moment because I can look and find solutions. And oftentimes the stressors really push me to find some excellent solutions. As I said at the beginning of the video, that coming out of the holiday season, I didn't have that like, ooh, let's do it. Let's get rolling. Let's get back into the swing of things. I'm so motivated. I'm so relaxed. I had like a little bit of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I did like have a little bit of that, but it was mostly like, wow, December was a lot. I almost need a vacation now after the vacation. And I quickly was picking up like, what's stressing me out right now? And sure enough, it was the after school rush was a really big energy zap. So I wrote it down like every single day from 3:25 until 4:30, I am at my highest stress level. Like I feel so wired, I feel frazzled, I feel not my best. Like what can I do? And sure enough, I wrote down like after school rush, what can I do? Okay, this is what I can do. I can end all of my meetings by no later than 2:30. That gives me a half an hour to reset the entire kitchen, get after school snacks ready, give myself like a little bit of a snack. So whether it's like an energy bite or a healthy baked good, I make myself a little cup of tea. I take 1 to 2 of my magnesium breakthroughs, and then I go get Sawyer from school. And I kid you not, all of January, I did that, and I feel like a new person. I feel like a new mother. Like, I am a different human every single day from 3:20 until 4:15 than I was the last 5 months from September on. So this is the thing. When we're in a slump, we can identify like what's one of the big triggers or what's something that's really heavy and weighing me down. Got it. Identify it. And then come up with 1 to 2 action steps or things you can do to make it better, or be accepting of it and come to like a harmonious place of living with this stressor, and maybe bringing in a little bit of self-care around it so that it isn't so triggering and it doesn't put you in like a really deep state of anxiety. I'm not sure about you guys, but clutter is a big one for me. Having a very clean kitchen, a clean space, as I was mentioning, upstairs in the bathroom is super important. So I work extremely hard at ensuring that after each meal we clean up all of the dishes, because I find it hard to concentrate and hard to focus when there's clutter in our space. So cooking and preparing nutrient-dense foods for the whole family is a really great way for me to get out of a funk when I'm in the kitchen, I'm putting together a delicious meal for my family. It's one, relaxing and therapeutic, and two, I can kind of like zone out and focus on what I'm doing while the kids play, and it always helps bring me back to center. getting ready to cleanse my face before I hop into a quick shower. These are the two I've been using the most, to be honest with you. I love, love, love this one from Anne Marie Skincare. The label is like a little bit crazy because I got it super wet when I was washing my face. But this unbelievable cream cleanser does a beautiful job. I don't wear like a lot of foundation on my face, but I will wear like bronzer, blush, tinted sunscreen, and this gets all of it off, including like eye makeup and a little bit of brow gel. This one from Joyous Health is really great too. I just noticed that I kind of have to go over my face like a double cleanse to make sure I get everything off. But I'm gonna wash my face, and then I've shared these oils so many times in this video. The Radiant Facial Moisturizer and the hydration oil from Joyous Health. So I will have both of these along with the cleansers linked for you guys down below. Another incredible practice, or practices I should say, to bring in that self-care element is either doing a little bit of gua sha on your face after you have all of your oils on, or something that I have shown on my channel for like 3 or 4 years, a very long time. I showed this in like one of my first like 10 videos, and it was facial cupping, and I think it was like a holiday gift guide. But these facial cups are unbelievable. Now they differ from a gua sha because it's more of like lymphatic drainage and getting the fluid moving, and it is more temporary, where I do feel as though like the gua sha does indeed kind of like get some of that skin tissue on a deeper level. I don't like one more than the other. I like them both for different uses. I tend to use the cupping if I'm a little bit congested, if I have a bit more under eye bags, which will happen frequently because I find myself waking up on my stomach. But I will use this more in the morning time to kind of give that lift, that plump. It's really good around your lips, the under eyes, in and around the jaw area. And as I said, in the sinuses, where the gua sha is something I do in the evening time after I put on all of my different facial oils. I just find this like such a rejuvenating and relaxing practice. And so that's something I highly encourage you guys to do. I'm also looking into cosmetic acupuncture. So it's kind of like Botox, but for acupuncture. Botox and fillers is something that I've never experimented with. Currently, this phase of my life, I just don't feel like it's for me. To be honest with you, I don't know if it will ever be for me, and that is like no judgment. I don't judge anybody. Some of like my closest friends get it done and they look beautiful, but I work so hard all day, every day to detox my body and to rid my body of toxins and to avoid using beauty products and makeup products that have toxic chemicals in them. So the thought of then injecting like a neurotoxin into my face, it doesn't sit right with me. Now that is what I'm currently saying. I have felt this way for a very long time, but I'm also one of those people that I never say never with anything. However, one thing that I am looking into is cosmetic acupuncture. And so what they do is they essentially like go on the nerves and they kind of wake them up. They plump up different areas of your face. I'm just looking into it. I think I'm probably going to book an appointment like next month just to kind of see what it's all about. Another thing is I'm actually petrified of needles, so I think it's a really good practice for me to have to kind of face my fear and do a little bit of needling. I love acupuncture in general. I don't do it that frequently. I haven't done it in a very long time because of my intense fear of needles, but I think this is a great way to experiment. If I do get it done, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see my journey, if you want to hear my thoughts, if you want me to kind of film the experience. So if you are, let me know in the comments down below, because I think I might book an appointment in early March, because it definitely makes sense to me from a nervous system standpoint, from a meridian standpoint, and just from a tissue standpoint, hydrating the tissues, hydrating the limbs, getting blood flow going, getting the nerves firing and wiring in those areas. Again, like from me, from a scientific standpoint, all of it makes perfect sense. So definitely think about giving it a try. I'm going to go ahead and end today's video here. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully this video was inspiring and motivating, and you were able to use these tips and tricks to help pull yourself out of that funk and that slump. I know that we can all feel that way, and oftentimes it feels like we can never break out of that cycle. So hopefully this video was inspiring to help you feel motivated and encouraged to move forward and take those little tiny steps to start feeling better. And if you liked today's video, you could let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click. That way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.